Today I've got something special for you. We're testing a bass as we always do, but today I want to dive a bit deeper. This is the Contra by Marleaux bass guitars, an award-winning build by my friend Marleaux, but it's a special one. It's his personal bass. So fasten your seatbelts, we might go on a road trip. Hi and welcome to Bass the World. My name is Gregor Fries and the wonderful bass player you just heard is Florian Reichelt, but Lars Lehmann will join us later on to show you some sounds as well. The Contra came out around 2015-2016, so 10 years ago. Bass Gear magazine awarded it their Best of the Show award when Gerald brought it to NAMM that year. And it's no surprise, this is not the average bass guitar. This is a hybrid design combining a solid body with a hollow body bass. The bottom part looks a lot like the Concert, the most classic Marleaux bass. But the top part, that's clearly inspired by classical instruments, in this size probably a cello or a viola da gamba. It's an extremely complicated build process, which is the reason why this is one of the most expensive basses we've ever had on our channel, definitely in the top 5. But let's not talk about money here, let's talk about Marleaux, one of the nicest people in the entire bass industry. But first, let's hear this bass again. This time it's Lars playing the famous Cello Suite by Johann Sebastian Bach, which we recorded as a little nod to our friend Heiko Jung. You can find plenty of videos of him playing Bach on his Contra right here on our channel. The Contra comes with two magnetic pickups, custom humbuckers, specifically made for Marleaux. These have the range you would imagine, and there are a lot of sounds in here that can be used in any band. We will explore these sounds in a minute. But the Contra also comes with a microphone that's placed in the acoustic part up here that opens up a whole new world of sounds. So let's go through the specs real quick so you know what we're dealing with here. Well, no, let's do something different. Let me take you on a trip. We are here located in Weimar, voted the best city in the world in 10 consecutive years by That's My Personal Opinion magazine. Marleaux is in the Harz Mountains, 2 hours from here. Let's visit Gerald and let him tell you about the space. I've been at Gerald's workshop many times, but I haven't been there in probably 10 years. Last time I was there, his kids were still kids, now they're all adults. I've lost most of my hair, Gerald however hasn't changed much, must be the mountain air. The Harz is a beautiful mountain region right in the center of Germany. It invites for long hikes through nature, it's one big forest, trees as far as the eye can see. Except in this area. Why did we choose this footage? But not without problems. Starting in 2018 they had massive issues with a near collapse of their surrounding nature, which is mostly made out of spruce trees. An ongoing drought and the relentless work of an invasive species, a beetle that loves spruce for breakfast, lunch and dinner, have devastated the local forests. It's not the same anymore, but nature does what nature does. It will recover, but it will take time. We finally arrived at the home of Marleaux bass guitars. Let's meet Gerald, or Gerald whenever he speaks English.
I'm Gerald Marleaux from Marleaux Bass Guitars, and we're here in our workshop in Clausthal-Zellerfeld, and I'd like to show you how we do basses and what we are doing. We start in 1990 with Marleaux Bass Guitars. We are here in the Harz Mountains. It's a nice nature everywhere, so we have lots of wood around this, and we can buy all the trees direct from our area.
Gerald uses mostly local woods. He even created a series called Regio Tonwood, which is entirely made from local trees. But let's get back to this later. First, let's talk about the Contra.
This is our Contra model. A friend of the family, of the artist family, Jürgen Attich, asked me to build a bass like that. And we need two years to create it. And in the end, it was one of the best basses we ever built.
What's so intriguing about this bass is how versatile it is. Well, of course, it's big time the design. I mean, just look how beautiful this is. But the look is a bit misleading. The Contra can easily be your everyday bass, a fancy one, but sound-wise? Close your eyes and imagine what the bass looks like that you're hearing. I'm sure it's not this.
It's more a kind of electric bass because we have the solid part here and also we have the hollow part on the other side, and that gives a more acoustic flavor into the tone. We used spruce, a very old spruce for the top, and flamed maple for the core, and also figured maple for the backside and flamed maple for the neck. It's traditional like a violin. And on my personal bass, I do something special, but don't ask me about this. It's just for me.
Gerald is talking about this beautiful inlay. It's stunning, just stunning, same as the finish. There are many basses with a so-called violin finish out there, but I would say this is the closest it gets to the real thing, because it kinda is the real thing. It's even aged a bit, an absolute piece of art.
The fretboard is ebony and I like that a lot. In this combination, it sounds brilliant.
Now let's look into the electronics. This is once again something very special. The pickups are made specifically for this bass by German pickup legend Harry Häusl.
In the standard mode, it is passive, and then you can add the EQ if you need it. We have the master volume, the blend for the both pickups, and a splitting for both pickups in single coil or humbucker, and the passive tone control. And if we add the EQ, then we have bass, treble, and mids. And also we can add the microphone, and the microphone can pre-EQ it on the backside.
That is stunning to me. This bass is real simple in its default mode, just two pickups, coil split and a passive tone. And then you can add these layers of tone shaping options, making this a super versatile instrument.
When we built the first bass of this model, I thought nobody else will have this model, but it sounds so great. And when we show it at the music messe in Frankfurt, all the people come in and play the bass, and they fell in love immediately.
What I really appreciate about Gerald are a few things, but when it comes to his basses, I just love how he chooses his own path. What the market demands, whatever that even means, doesn't seem to matter to him too much. His basses have their own tone and feel. Sure, each is unique and each serves different styles and purposes, but there's always something distinctly Marleaux about them. The Wotan, especially the SL version, might be the exception here. This is clearly aimed at Fender lovers, but I've seen this model come to life years ago. It's not that Gerald wanted to make a Fender-esque bass, it's more that his customers asked him again and again to build a Fender-esque bass. That feels like a Marleaux. But the most distinctive bass is the Concert or the Betra, which is the headless version of the Concert. These are some of the most beautiful bass designs of all time, and they are totally unique. Then the Diva, such a brilliant fretless bass with a 3-octave neck that allows you to play right up to the pickup. The M bass, his single cut, and most notably his recent success with the Spock. We've made a video about it when it came out. He won a whole bunch of design prizes with this bass, which is no surprise. It's made from sustainable materials. It's the sort of thing we Germans identify with these days. Design, innovation and sustainability. Marleaux has been around for a long time at this point, but I love how Gerald keeps looking forward. He's always improving and even reinventing when he's looking for a new challenge.
This bass and also the Diva and also the M bass are so unique, and it's just Marleaux. It's unique basses, and I like that a lot. Marleaux Bass Guitars is just a family-owned company, and we are just a few guys, my wife and 3 employees, and we build every bass by hand, and it's very small and more a manufacture. We use regular routing machines for the building process, and also we have a small CNC machine for some routing steps. But we mostly love to build by hand.
There might be some superstition involved on my part, but I think that's something you can feel. These basses feel exactly the opposite of what the mass manufactured product is. There's one more thing I want to show you, something that Gerald showed me for the first time. I've walked through this wood storage room many times. That's how we get from the workshop to the little room where I used to stay when I was visiting when I was younger and had more time to do these sort of things. For the size and amount of basses they make every year, about 150, this is insane. But this time, Gerald invited me to come to his remote storage. Sorry for the outburst, but what the hell. He's never going to be able to go through all of that. But that's what happens when you live in the forest. You only buy exotic woods from the typical vendors. The basics are locally sourced, which pretty much means Gerald gets a call when a tree will be chopped down, and then he either comes with his trailer to pick it up or it simply goes to waste, which most likely means it ends up in an oven. The day with Gerald was great. I really miss going on these trips. I used to do this all the time before I had kids and before I quit my job to start this channel. I hope you like this video so we can do this with more brands. I won't fly around the world, but we have so many amazing luthiers here in Germany and our neighboring countries. There's a lot of people I would like to introduce you to. However, let's go back to the Contra. I was always fascinated by this bass, but working on this video has left me with even more appreciation for Gerald and his team. Who else would even try to make a bass like this? I feel honored Gerald gave me his personal bass. It's been here for 2 months now. Again, who would do this? A true friend would. I appreciate it. Gerald, if you ever want one of my basses, just kidding. Well, but I think you would enjoy this one. Marleaux basses are available through a few select dealers in the world, even Thomann. Check links in the video description below. I love how the biggest instrument retailer in the world has a whole department with high-end basses like Gerald's. But if you want the real experience and get your own custom Marleaux, just send Gerald an email. And that's it for that. What a video. I have a much longer interview with Gerald that I might release separately in the next days. So thanks to Gerald for your hospitality. Thanks to Heike and the whole team. Thanks to Lars and Florian for your amazing bass playing. And last but not least, thanks to Felix who filmed it all. This guy. BassTheWorld.com